We are presenting our game, which is Palashi, Sword and Betrayal. We are the students of Islamic University Technology, and we have a great passion towards game from the very childhood. That's why we wanted to implement our game by contributing to the gaming industry. Our game theme is small scope, big fun. We wanted to explore the historic events regarding the British soldiers and Nawab Sirajuddaula. We implemented that story in our game. For inspiration, we followed the Assassin's Creed games, which were made following various historical events, like Assassin's Creed 2 was during the Italian Renaissance, Assassin's Creed Unity was during the French Revolution, and similarly, like this, we also wanted to focus on the historic events to make our game. With slight change in the story, we wanted our players to enjoy the experience. For our target audience, we specially targeted those people who have more passion and curiosity in the history of Bengal, but we also focused on the people who like story based games as well as tactical and strategy based games.
We have five playable characters: the Bengal assassin, swordsman, and archer, along with a British assassin and rifleman. Each character offers a distinct playstyle supported by unique perks, tools, and signature abilities such as invisibility for assassins, temporary invincibility for the swordsman, and time slot precision aiming for the archer and rifleman. Players can also heal after taking damage to maintain combat flow. The game world is highly interactive, featuring loot boxes, operable cannons, collectible notes, allied characters sharing secret information, and horse traversal, etc. Together, these elements deliver a dynamic cinematic gameplay experience driven by player choice and mastery. We are building a historical action RPG set in 18th century Bengal, a rare cultural setting that few games explore. It offers the depth of a big budget historical titles while keeping a strong indie identity. The genre is already proven. Assassin's Creed demonstrates the massive success of historically grounded action RPGs. Gridfall proved demand for early colonial style RPGs, selling over 1 million copies. Rise of the Ronin reflects growing interest in historical action games set in real periods. Together, these show strong demand for past era RPG experiences. Our game's key strengths are its multi-hero system, an assassin, archer, and swordsman. Also, we have a British rifleman, allowing players to switch characters and adapt strategies. The story focuses on political intrigue and betrayal, driven by conspiracy, loyalty, and moral conflict. Finally, our design emphasizes replayability with different characters creating different playstyles and narrative paths. This positions our game in a proven market with a unique historical setting and strong replay value.
For this part, I'll cover the resources we used, our plan for the future, and our business standard numbers. For development, we used Unreal Engine for the game development, Blender for making of 3D assets, Mixamo for 3D animations, and Fab for other miscellaneous 3D assets. And we also used additional free 3D models and audio resources from websites like Sketchfab, CG Trader, and Pixabay. Now for the plans for the future. For 2025, our main goals are to implement core gameplay mechanics for all playable characters, develop and integrate all enemy behaviors and AI logic, complete and refine all 3D models and environment assets, and lastly, finalize and implement the full game narrative and storyline. Then, for 2026, the goals are more focused on finishing and polishing, like finalize and integrate remaining gameplay mechanics, ensure game progression aligns smoothly with the narrative structure, refine and optimize the user interface for clarity and usability, and lastly, enhance and balance audio elements to support gameplay and immersion. Finally, the business standard. AAA companies launched games around $60 and shipped about 9 to 12 million copies, which implies around $540 million to $720 million in MSRP gross revenue using units times MSRP. For our game, our planned price is $9.99, which is positioned as a premium indie price, about 17% of a typical AAA launch price. Then we show three revenue scenarios. First, there is conservative with 2,000 units sold and netting us about $14,000 net revenue. Then there's the base with 10,000 units sold, which will give us about $70,000 net revenue. Then, being a bit optimistic, our upside is 50,000 units sold, which will give us about $350,000 in net revenue. That's the tools we used, our 2025 to 2026 plan, and our pricing and revenue targets. Thank you for listening to our pitch. We are Team Melorian Arms, signing off.